Hello students, welcome to AcadShala.
Let's roll on with 3R series, that is recall, revise, retrieve. Today we are going to do electron dot structure of sulfur molecule, part 10, chapter 4, carbon and its compounds.
But before starting today's session, it would be great if you like this video, share this video and subscribe to our channel AcadShala. This gives us a lot of motivation to keep creating these kind of videos for you all.
Students, this topic is really very important and it is usually asked in the exams. So electron dot structure of any molecule comes. So you will proceed with the steps as we are going to do the question for today's session. The question says, what would be the electron dot structure of a molecule of sulfur which is made up of 8 atoms of sulfur? Now, first of all, as they have written 8 atoms of sulfur, you need to understand first, as you see oxygen molecule, it is made up of 2 atoms of oxygen and then molecule is formed. Same way, sulfur molecule is also formed by 8 atoms of sulfur. So students, you need to understand that whenever the question comes that is of sulfur molecule, you have to make the electron dot structure. So always remember that sulfur is having 8 atoms over there and then it forms S8. Now the first step to do this question is, first of all, the step 1, that is we will write the symbol S. The atomic number first we will write down, that is sulfur 16. And then the electronic configuration, that is 2, 8, 6. This is K shell, L shell, M shell. And this 6 is the valence electron. That is the valence electron in the last shell, which is also known as valence shell. So we will work on the valence electrons. Now students, we have 2 ways to draw the structure of sulfur. And you will draw both the structures in the electron dot structure. So it is a crown-shaped structure also, which we are showing it over here. First, we will go for this type of electron dot structure. Now students, after writing the electronic configuration of sulfur, that is 286, we see in the last shell we have 6 electrons. And we have also studied, no matter if the atom loses electron or an atom gains electrons or an atom shares an electron, the motive behind it is that it has to attain the stable gas configuration, that is the noble gas configuration. That is, in the last shell, it should have 8 electrons. Clear? Now students, what we will do, the next step will be, as sulfur is having 8 atoms, the very first step for drawing it, for making this diagram, the best way to draw is to place the sulfur atoms. It is that first of all, you will write down sulfur first over here and then in front of it another sulfur. Then you will come to this sulfur, in front of it this sulfur. Then this sulfur and then in front of this sulfur, and then this sulfur and then in front of this sulfur. So in this way, you will be making it in a circle and in a precise manner, it will come out automatically. Okay, after making all these sulfurs, you have placed in their position. Now what we will do, we will see that the electronic configuration of one sulfur is this 286. For another sulfur, again it will be 286. For third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, the same electronic configuration. So I have written only one electronic configuration of one sulfur atom. That is, it is for each and every sulfur atom in sulfur molecule. Right, children? Now, after this, I know that I am seeing 6 electrons in the outermost shell, that is the valence shell. I need 2 more electrons to complete its octet, to attain the stable gas configuration. So this sulfur starts thinking, what should I do to make myself octet? So this sulfur says that, okay, I will share my 2 electrons from the last shell to attain the stable gas configuration. So he starts his work. How? Now look at over here. Now in the last shell we have 6 electrons. The sulfur needs 2 electrons to become octet, that is to attain the stable gas configuration. So out of 6, 2 electrons, one sulfur atom decided to share it with their adjoining sulfur atoms. So what does this sulfur do? That it will share 2 electrons from the outermost shell, that is the valence electron. So out of 6, when 2 electrons will be shared, so how many will be left? 4. So immediately this sulfur first makes its 4 electrons over here, as I have shown you with the black dots. So please do not go for white or black dots. Only it is there to, differentiate between that the shared electrons and the electrons which are left. Just to make your things easy, to make you understand, children. That is why I have taken white and black dots, but it has no meaning for the colors. Okay. So now I have made these 4 electrons because out of 6 electrons in the valence shell, 2 electrons will be shared. So 6 minus 2, 4. So 4, I have shown it over here. Fine. Now the next thing is that 2 electrons need to be shared. So this sulfur says 1 electron I will share with this sulfur and 1 electron I will share with this sulfur. So this sulfur gives 1 electron over here and 1 electron over here. So you see over here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Another atom of sulfur says, okay, you have done this job. So I will also do the same thing so that I also attain the stable gas configuration. So again, the same thing repeated, that this sulfur also says, I also have 6 electrons in my valence shell. I will also share my 2 electrons. So this sulfur, 6 minus 2, 4 are left. Then again this sulfur did 1, 2, 3, 4 and 2 electrons were left. So this sulfur gave 1 electron to this sulfur, that is the adjoining sulfur, and this sulfur gave this electron to this sulfur, its adjoining sulfur atom. So in this way, all the atoms of sulfur started thinking and then started sharing its 2 electrons with their adjoining friend sulfur atoms. So in this way, all the sulfur atoms had 4 electrons in the middle and 1 electron shared with its adjoining, that is sulfur atoms. So in this way, the whole of the circle went like that and then it was concluded. After sharing the electrons, now the time comes that this sulfur will think that whether I have become octet or not. So now this sulfur says, let me think. Okay, and let me see also whether I have attained the stable gas configuration or not. When this sulfur gave 1 electron, this sulfur gave 1 electron, this sulfur gave 1 electron and this sulfur gave 1 electron. So what happened? This sulfur said that after sharing the electrons, let me see, let me check whether I have attained the stable gas configuration. So this sulfur says, okay, let me first make a circle. So the sulfur made a circle and said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 electrons. So I had already, and 1 shared by my adjoining sulfur atoms. So these were the shared electrons. So after sharing, what happened? This sulfur had 8 electrons. So we can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, this sulfur is very happy and said, yes, I have attained the stable gas configuration. That is, I have become octet. Okay, so when this sulfur atom was occupied, this sulfur occupied the 8 electrons, so it was satisfied also. Now this sulfur says, let me also check. So this sulfur said, okay, I had my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 electron previously, and this sulfur, shared 1 electron with me, and this sulfur also shared 1 electron with me. So let me make a circle and check whether I have attained the stable gas configuration. So this sulfur also makes a circle and see that whether I have also attained the stable gas configuration. So this sulfur says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes. And again the same third sulfur also says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Already I had one electron shared from my adjoining sulfur atoms. Yes, I have also attained the stable gas configuration. Then the fourth also started, fifth also started, sixth also, seventh also, and eighth also. So all the 8 sulfur atoms attain the stable gas configuration. Hence, the whole of the sulfur molecule became octet one by one and then attained the stable gas configuration. So this is done. That is, all the sulfur atoms were happy. That is, they attained the stable gas configuration. Now they said that as we have attained the stable gas configuration, so we are now king. So if the all the sulfur atoms says, okay, together we have become king. So let us have a crown. So this also had the crown shaped structure. Always remember, children, there's one trick that 2 W's make a crown-shaped structure. So this is a trick to memorize for a longer period of time. So what happened? One W over here, another W over here, that means nearly like this, and then sulfur atoms, putting it over here like this, and then again the same thing what we did over here, we will also adjust the electrons over here. For example, once more I would like to tell you 4. Now here also I've shown you with black and white dots. That is the electrons to show electron dot structure. So the first sulfur, if I see that it had 1, 2, 3, 4 electrons over here, and the 5th and the 6th electron already, which they had 6 electrons in the outermost shell. This sulfur shared electron, this sulfur shared electron. So they attained what, children? That is the octet, that is attained the stable gas configuration. So again this sulfur said, let me check my octet state. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 already had this sulfur shared, this sulfur shared. So this sulfur said, yes, I have also attained the stable gas configuration. So this sulfur was also happy. So now this sulfur, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, they already had. This sulfur shared and this sulfur shared. So attained the stable gas configuration. So attained the stable gas configuration. And so on and on. The other sulfur atoms also the same way. They shared the electrons and attained the stable gas configuration. And hence, they also had a very crown-shaped structure because they were feeling as if they were king because they attained the stable gas configuration. Hence, they also had a crown-shaped structure. So this is the way, children, you should always and always go for electron dot structure. First of all, write down the symbol, and then the atomic number, then the electronic configuration, then the last shall see how many electrons are there. According to it, start making the electron dot structure. Hence, step by step, you can conclude with the electron dot structure of sulfur molecule. With this, children, I wind up the session. God bless you. Bye-bye. Take care.